We are continuing our series on different pig breeds, and today we're taking a close look at the Kune Kune. The Kune Kune pig in a lot of ways is similar to the American Guinea Hog. The Kune Kune's claim to fame is that they have an upturned snout, which means that their jaw hits the ground when they go to graze before their nose does, which precludes them from rooting your soil up. Kune Kunes, like American Guinea Hogs, are a lard pig and they're really great on pasture, but I'm not the Kune Kune guy, but I'm gonna bring on my friend Dave from the Traditional Catholic Homestead blog. They're based out of north central Idaho. Dave has a really good blog. He has blog posts on permaculture related stuff, including growing fodder, milking his American milking Devon cow, and other good stuff like that. So I'm gonna bring Dave on now to tell you about the Kune Kune.
Hi guys, it's Dave with TraditionalCatholicHomestead.com. Dan shot me an email. Wanted to hear about our Kune Kune pigs that we keep here on the homestead. Why we picked them, what we like about them, what we don't like about them. So I'll start off in the nature of full disclosure. When we were looking for our pigs, we weren't looking for Kune Kunes. We were looking for Mangalitsa, actually. So with all that being said, we chose Kune Kune. What we found was they were a lot more readily available in our area than the Mangalitsa, and we decided there was a lot more positives going on with those guys too. The main thing that we really liked about them is their size. They only get about yay big, totally doable on a one-man butcher scale, homestead style. So ease of, processing, ease of upkeep, stuff like that. They don't eat much of anything during our active growing season. They're on pasture all the time, going through. They don't root up the pasture. They don't tear things up really bad unless you leave them for a long time. So that's kind of a management thing. If you want to, rehab some pasture, tear some things up, you just leave them locked up in the one spot for a while. But generally speaking, they'll just go through, they'll graze. During the summertime, the only thing we feed them is fresh pasture every day, every other day. And we have a kitchen scraps bucket that we keep. Every once in a while we might have some extra raw milk from our pastured dairy cows, but other than that, super thrifty little guys. During the winter time, there's obviously not pasture to go on, but we give them alfalfa and grass hay to eat. We give them that free choice. They still get their kitchen scrap pig bucket, and then we give them each about a cup a day of a grain mixture, pig feed. So, super easy keepers these guys are. They take a long time to grow out to butcher size. You're looking at a year and a half, somewhere in there. You can butcher a pig any size you want, but before you get maximum yield on these guys, you're about a year and a half versus like our kids do 4-H, and they've taken swine, and they do about 6 months. I think they go from 50-60 pounds up into the neighborhood of 280-300 pounds, so much faster rate of gain. Those commercial Yorkshire, Hampshire crosses, you keep feed in front of them all the time. That feed that they eat just translates into more growth. With these, with the Kune Kunes, they're more of a lard type hog, so that you'll get more fat. They don't necessarily get bigger or grow out faster, they just get fatter. And so that's the reason why we ration out their feed. If we kept feed in front of them all the time, they would just get giant. Another thing that we like about them is they're very even tempered. They have a really, even the boars, they have a really nice personality. They're not real aggressive. So I guess that's kind of the positives and negatives on that homestead Kune Kunes. We really like them. We think they're probably, if you're looking for that lard type hog, because that's what they are, not as much meat to fat ratio on these guys, but if that's the kind of hog you're looking for, if you have a use for that lard, I highly recommend the Kune Kune. Awesome on a homestead scale for self-reliance, and boy, we're looking forward to some delicious pork. Lots of pork rinds, cracklings, all that good stuff coming from our Kune Kunes here the next year or so.
These are our Kune Kunes. That's Lulu, our sow. White buffalo. White guys are boar. Little black ones, American Guinea Hog. We got that one from Dan Oman.
I forgot to mention, last summer Dave came up to our homestead and got one of our American Guinea Hog piglets. For a future trade, he was going to give us one of his Kune Kune piglets.
They're a little over a year old now. You can see they don't grow really fast, but they do a pretty good job. We got them in here. This is going to be a garden area this spring. It's hard to tell, even though it's a little swampy right now, but yeah, so we got them in here, working the ground up, adding some fertilization, and taking care of business. But this is our Kune Kunes. Mostly black ones, a sow. Little white and orange guys. This is the boar, but they're pretty well behaved. Let's see. Kune Kunes are a lot mellower, a lot calmer than the American Guinea Hog, is what I've seen. But they're all really hardy. They do pretty good. So this is our winter housing for these guys. We use the 1,000-pound straw bales. We set them in with the tractor, and then we make a big nest for them. They've got a platform inside underneath all of this straw, built up on pallets and plywood. Keeps them up out of the mud, nice and dry. They stay super clean in here and super warm, but they have a lot of fresh air. These guys do really good. They're hardy, and they handle our winters up here really well. She'll be a good mom, and I hope she doesn't escape.
There you go, Dan, and the rest of the Grass-fed Homestead guys. Enjoy. And if you want to check out anything else, we have a blog. It's the Traditional Catholic Homestead.com. We have lots of cool stuff in there with our pastured dairy, grass-fed, paddock shift beef. We got stuff on chickens, turkeys. Boy, you name it, any homestead-y stuff you want to check out, come on out to TraditionalCatholicHomestead.com and pay us a visit. Thank you.
There you have it. There is the Kune Kune pig. Dave, thank you so much for contributing. Guys, be sure to check out Dave's blog. That's TraditionalCatholicHomestead.com. I'll be sure to leave a link down below in the description. And also stay tuned for our next video in this series, which is going to look at red wattle pigs and maybe a couple others as well.